let's not wait. It will be late otherwise. It's already past 7. So first of all, good evening, and I welcome you all to this wonderful webinar. The webinar and the course what we were actually waiting for the long time, and today's webinar is completely focused on the medical affairs. Okay, so let me tell you one a little story, and then I'll come to the later part, the introduction part, and then we'll go to our today's speaker, Dr. Farooq. So Dr. Ehsan Farooq. So guys, when I was doing my, Doctor of Pharmacy, when I joined in 2012 at Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, one of the, that time, the number one college in India. Right now, I think 8th or 9th, I'm not sure, but that time it was number one in India. And so we were very much fascinated. I was in first year, and Dr. Ronak Panwala, one of our eminent, my super senior, has joined today here. So he was, just looking for the job. That time he was passing out from the batch, and we had no idea what actually happens after the course, and how actually we will survive, and how where exactly we will go. But then suddenly news came out that Dr. Ronak Panwala is one of the first PharmD in India to get the medical license job in Novartis, and it was a huge thing for this course which was recently launched, and I think he was the first batch that time, and first batch of PB, post baccalaureate from Manipal, and he got the job first batch. Can you imagine? Even when I talk to PharmDs, they even don't know now what is medical license jobs. They have no idea. Frankly, I'm telling you, 90% of the people are not to update you about the medical affairs. Okay. And you will get the eminent people today. You will get the people from the industry directly. They have worked in, big industries like Lupin, Novo Nordisk, Merrill, and, Pfizer. They are, into the legendaries now. And they are the inspirations for our upcoming generations. Right. So please try to learn. And before, I go to that. So let me tell you why we are conducting this we are conducting this webinar. The motto behind it is, you must know that we have launched our course in the medical affairs. Let me just show you. Let me just take you through that course quickly, and then I'll hand over the mic to our speaker. So this is our course. Okay, guys, this is our course. What we have, I was planning for this course for a longer time. When we were discussing with our mentors, then I was telling them that this course I was actually dreaming for last 2 3 years in CliMed, because we have a bucket of the courses in, diplomas we have in pharmacovigilance, medical writing, regulatory affairs. Everything was there, but we were lacking of medical affairs. And then this dream is quite coming true now with this course what we are launching now. We have what we actually launched now, and we already got a lot of number in almost 30 plus registrations already in this course. Okay, let me make sure that you check out everything. So this course is a 4 months skill development course, online, 100% online, professional certificate training course in medical affairs. And our all the faculty members are from the top notch medical affair industries like Novo Nordisk, Novartis, Sanofi, Pfizer, Lupin. You will get a bunch of speakers. You will get a bunch of faculty members, bunch of mentors who will be experiencing, who will be sharing their experiences from the different industries in this course. Okay, so this course is open for we have categorized for the first time also. Like, first it will be for the students, all medical first family students are focused, and MBBS, BDS, MDS, MD students are targeted. Then MSc Life Science people are also welcomed, biotechnology, microbiology, pharmacology, and then B Pharm, M Pharm, all are eligible to join the medical affairs. And then professionals who are working in like clinical research interns, trainees, medical writers, scientific content, scientific content developers and all. And then there is a specific category what we kept here is career switchers. Okay, so who wants to switch the career from R&D, regulation. I'm so sorry, guys. I lost because of the internet. It's in Manipal, it rains, at very unusual times, and because of that, we lose electricity sometimes. So I just get connected back. So yeah, where I was just telling you all about the course. And I was just showing you this. So let me come back to this. Okay. So this course is suitable for all the students and professionals and fresh graduates and the career switchers. Okay. Who wants to switch the career, right? I'm audible, right? I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, very much, Ajit.
Yes, great. Thank you. Thank you, Hasan bhai. Thank you. So, and then, the major objective of the course is definitely, to introduce to the core functions of the medical affairs, to develop the competencies in scientific communication, stakeholder engagement, which is very much important, in the medical affairs, and to the compliances, and, to tell you about the entire workflow. And you will get all type of hands-on practices and, case studies here. You will be getting the full awareness on ethical standards and all. Let me get back to the major part. So our faculty members, I already told you. So I'll tell you here. See, what are the career options you will be unlocking after enrolling to this course, guys? First, medical scientific license, medical science license, we call it, or RMA, MA, medical associates. And so these are the some job roles what you are what you can take up after this, and with a huge salary and with a huge packages. So Dr. Ehsan is going to tell about. Okay. And then medical affairs associate, then scientific communication associate, then medical reviewer, content analyst, then medical information specialist. I mean, a plenty of the job roles are there after doing this course. Okay. And we are supporting 100% in the career development and in the job placements. So job placement, how we are helping you, we are giving you the perfect training so you are able to join any industry, and you are able to crack any type of interviews. And along with that, we will conduct multiple mock interviews, we will conduct the series of tests, we will conduct the assignments, and we will refer you by ourselves. You will get the recommendations, you will get the references, and job openings you will get from all type of support you will get from us. Okay. And you can see the syllabus. I'm not going through the syllabus, so let me just take one more minute. I'll not take much time. So this course is starting from June 29. So June 29 will be the first day, the orientation day for this course, and then we'll be starting this course. So last date to join this course is coming in 5 days, June 15, and you can register today itself. There are limited seats, and the fees is just 2999 INR. It's just 3000. And you will see that recently we got we are completely supported by the CSR fundings from our own CliMed CRO and other functional bodies as well. So this course is 75% uh, having the donations and the CSR based support. So you just have to pay 3000 for the entire course. Okay. So yes, that's all for the course. We have all other things as well. If you want to check out, just go through our website. So this is our website, guys. Just a quick okay, so this is our website, Curio CTRI. Curio and CTRI is the Curio Training and Research Institute, and you will see all the courses, new launches here, June and July 2025 courses. Okay, so what are the courses right now? Open registration. We have 3-in-1 advanced diploma, 7-in-1 impact diploma, 8-in-1 advanced diploma, clinical data management, medical affairs, medical writing diploma, medical coding, regulatory affairs diploma, pharmacovigilance certificate courses. So you will get the plenty of courses which are open for the July batch. And we have today only launched our conference as well. So you can, join this online conference also on rationalizing medication conferences. Rationalizing medication. So, I'll just, stop here. I can see a lot of, members waiting and our speakers also waiting. So I can see there are almost 50 people in the YouTube and, 350 plus in the 320 plus in the Zoom. So thank you very much, guys, for joining. And I would like to thank Dr. Ehsan for joining us today. On our special request to deliver this lecture here, and Dr. Ronak Panwala, Dr. Visal is also joining us very soon. So these people are PharmD. These people are the legendary in the medical affairs. Please try to learn as much as you can. And yes, the major part, because we always respect your time. So if you are here with us, you will get the certificate. But for the certificate, you have to be here with us, in the entire session. And at the end, you will get the attendance and feedback form. So you have to fill that. Okay, guys. So with that, I'll stop here and I'll hand over the mic to Sana, who is our host for today. So over to you, Sana.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Myself, Sana Fatima, your host for
Your
today.
voice is too low, Sana. Can you please put the mic a little closer?
Sir, I have increased the audio to max, sir.
No, your voice is really low.
I have increased the volume, sir.
Uh, okay,
We can,
try.
we can hear, I guess, like Ajit. Yeah.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Myself, Sana Fatima, your host for today. We are thrilled to have you join us for what promises to be an insightful and engaging session. Our discussion will delve into scope and career opportunities in medical affairs for PharmD, pharmacy, and other healthcare professionals, featuring expert perspectives from leaders in the pharmaceutical and medical affairs fields. As the healthcare landscape continues to evolve, so does the role of medical affairs, bridging the gap between clinical practice, industry, and innovation. Before we get started, I would like to introduce our esteemed speakers who will be sharing their knowledge and experiences with us today. Our main speaker is Dr. Ehsan Farooq, Clinical Medical Manager at Novo Nordisk. With over 10 years of experience in academia, clinical research, and medical affairs, Dr. Ehsan has worked with several leading global pharmaceutical companies, including Icon, Iqvia, Sanofi Genzyme, and Novartis. He brings a deep understanding of the medical affairs landscape and how pharmacy professionals can leverage their skills to grow in this domain. Dr. Ehsan also served as executive member of Clinical Data Management Council for the Indian Society for Clinical Research and holds advanced degrees in pharmacy and marketing. Joining him are two distinguished experts: Dr. Ronak Panwala, Manager of Medical Services at Lupin Limited, Mumbai. Dr. Ronak brings over 10 years of rich experience in medical affairs and public health, supporting respiratory therapy medical strategies, having worked with companies like Novartis, Bayer, and Merrill. He will offer insights into the practical career paths and opportunities available in medical services for healthcare professionals. And finally, Dr. Vishal Vijay Kumar Mitkari, PharmD, Area Medical Advisor at Pfizer Vaccines, where he supports vaccine portfolio strategy and contributes to medical communications. He is an active advocate for bridging academic pharmacy training with industry careers, recently sharing his career path and inspiring over 200 PharmD students during a MET DOPC session in Nasik, highlighting opportunities in medical affairs, clinical research, and pharmacovigilance. We are excited to hear from our panelists and hope you'll find this session both informative and inspiring. Please feel free to jot down your questions as we go along. At the end of the webinar, we'll open the floor for question and answer session where you can interact directly with our speakers.
Yes. So thank you very much, Sana. So I think we can hand over the mic to and hand over the entire floor to Dr. Ehsan. So over to you, Ehsan Bhai. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, and good evening, all. And at the outset, I express my sincere gratitude and thanks to dear friend Ajit and the team Curio and CliMed. I'm also happy to know that actually, my esteemed peers Ronak and Vishal are also joining with me today in this small effort to uh, pass on this learning on medical affairs to all of you. Let me share my screen for your reference. Ajit, if you can confirm like my screen is visible to you. Ajit, is my
Yes,
screen
bhai, we can
visible?
see it. We can see. We
Yeah.
can see. Please
You
go
can
ahead.
hear me well as well, right?
Yes, we can hear you well. Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
thank you. Yeah. So, this is a session what I would be like actually, trying to address you. So, to begin with, the disclaimer which goes on, these views, what I would be sharing with you would be solely of mine and not necessarily representing the organization where I'm affiliated with. Now, I have a query. Maybe you can use the chat window or whatever, like actually, to reach me back. What comes to your mind when you think of a pharmacist? What does their job involve? Is it only the dispensing, or you think pharmacist is something beyond dispensing? So you can share your thoughts in the chat. So also, to begin with, I have to tell you that I understood actually the vast majority of the audience who are listening to me are from the pharmacy background. Hence, I would be using the examples of pharmacist as the prototype, but that doesn't mean medical affairs is limited only to pharmacist. So there are any other healthcare professionals, including the medicos, are the in the medical affairs, and pharmacists are one of them, who are showcasing their prominence in this segment. So this is also another question to you. So as a pharmacist, or you some of you might be still in your college, some would have recently passed out. What comes into your mind beyond community pharmacy and hospital pharmacies? So this is a question which you can take your time and maybe put it in the chat, so that might help us to evaluate later. So when it comes to industry, as I mentioned, pharmacist role goes beyond the typical community and hospital pharmacies. So I would say pharmacists are employed in various roles, whether it is marketing, which is might be some of you might be more familiar with, the clinical research, the medical affairs, of course, the topic for today, pharmacovigilance, medical education, regulatory affairs, etc. Now, this is something just outside our topic. I just wanted some of your attention here. Can you identify this gentleman? I won't spend much of a time because, as I'm sharing my screen, I'm not able to, really look into your comments. But of course, I'm sure, some of you might get it right. So this gentleman, though many of you might not be familiar with him or his name, I'm quite certain, many of you would have experienced his product, or what he has brought into this world. So I'm just giving you one more clue here. So, and again, so rest assured, you can see from the figure, it's not something of this day, maybe a little older one. So since we don't have much of a time, I will just proceed. His innovation to this world was Coca-Cola, one of the drink what is quite known to you. So this, but the story, what might be unknown to many of you would be John Pemberton, the gentleman in this picture, is a pharmacist who developed. So this was just to highlight you, there are uh, many opportunities out there you can explore. So one of the one which could be where many of you would be working in the future would be medical affairs, the topic for today. Let's proceed into our topic. So today I would like you to introduce to medical affairs. I would also try to briefly cover on the core functions of medical affairs, the career pathways within this segment, as well as what are the skills and qualifications for success which you would need, as well as how are the this how is this segment evolving, and what are the future trends. So with this background, let me jump into medical affairs. See, as you could see in the slide, medical affairs is that a department within the pharmaceutical organization or any healthcare organization who are trying to communicate the data, the clinical information with their stakeholders. As you could see in the picture, it's like a full circle where the medical affairs try to communicate the data to the appropriate audience, thereby like actually formulating like actually they also open their ears to this external world to understand more insights and how better they should perform, and this will further help to shape up their strategies, and again the circle continues. So, to summarize, I would say like medical affairs plays a crucial role in pharmaceutical industry by bridging the gap between science and clinical practice. They ensure compliance as well as like they are a critical function within the pharmaceutical industry where they support patient product development as well as to enhance the patient care. Now, if you see, it's not only they communicate to the external stakeholders, I would say, like, they are also an important pillar within the pharmaceutical industry setup. So you can just say, like, you would have heard of departments like uh, commercial teams, which include sales and marketing. So you would have heard of, like, the regulatory department, who are primarily like supporting with the regulatory approvals of the product. You would have heard of the clinical research department, but medical affairs is again another strategic pillar who collaborates with these stakeholders within the pharmaceutical industry. Again, they are very prominent because any information from that organization which is being spread out to the world, like actually, primarily that would be the responsibility of the medical affairs to ensure the external world receives the validated information. So they also offer quite support in terms of research and development, as well as like actually they offer their support in terms of like providing crucial inputs into the clinical trials. So one important stakeholder for the medical affairs, of course, would be the physicians out there, and most importantly, the key medical experts or the key opinion leaders among them. So, in order to spread the message, so the key opinion leaders are someone who are the cream of the cream of doctors who are at the top, who leads the research, who shapes up the clinical or medical practice. So, the medical affairs department always work in tandem with these stakeholders. Now, if you look at what are the trends which drive growth of medical affairs, you heard like medical affairs is important, but at some point, like if you look in the past, there were no such active medical affairs departments, but of late you could see like even tiniest of the tiniest pharmaceutical or healthcare organization have their own medical affairs department. So, what really drives this growth? So this includes physicians seeking more and more peer-to-peer interactions rather than listening only to the sales or the commercial teams. And now there are tougher regulatory controls, societal expectations, and increased transparency requirements, which again, like actually, makes medical affairs as a pivot. Again, increasing safety concerns with the new generation molecules, rising development cost, greater requirement of having post-marketing surveillance studies, more and more post-marketing evidences, real-world evidences, health economics outcome research, etc. Again, substantiate the need for having a medical affairs who could transparently communicate the science behind the products. Also nowadays, like actually you could also see the patient populations. There are several patient advocacy groups which plays an important role when it comes to the healthcare practice and delivery. So they who are increasingly becoming vocal about the patient rights, and so these are all things which actually drive the growth of medical affairs. So this is the data is bit old, but you could see like actually when the market survey was done, like actually how the physicians actually source the information. Like actually you could see the sales reps and the conventional ones are like actually diminishing in their importance, while the medical affairs or something like actually what are driven by the medical affairs, including continuing medical educations, interactions with key opinion leaders, like the scientific dissemination through conferences, etc., are gaining prominence. So this again necessitates the need to have a medical affairs. So here I try to list some of the core functions of medical affairs. So the most important for a medical affairs colleague would be like creation of excellent and just and judicious scientific communication, and this by this like they can reach out to the larger community of healthcare professionals and patients. And dissemination of information, again we use lot of tools which are right for disseminating this information, as well as we ensure like the stakeholders receive and understand essential medical knowledge. Because remember, many a times these data which are like the medical data, the clinical data are so complex and quite exhaustive in nature. So it would be the responsibility of the medical affairs to simplify it and pass on this information, which could be understood very well by any of the stakeholders who are at or I mean like using this kind of information. Again, medical affairs spearhead many of the educational initiatives which play a vital role in enhancing understanding of these medical topics among the physicians as well as patients. So from here, I will like try to explain some of the roles which, as a at a entry level, you could aspire for. One of them, like I mean, one of the stepping stone in the medical affairs would be the role of medical science liaison. This role is known by several names, so you don't get confused. So someone may call it as regional medical advisors, someone might call zonal medical advisors. So someone might address it as like medical scientific liaison, uh, etc. So they are known by several names, but essentially they are all one and the same. So what you need to understand, like let me also tell you a little bit about history for your understanding. Upjohn Pharmaceuticals, many of you might have heard. Later on, it became subsidiary of Pfizer, and so they were the first to bring out the concept of medical science liaison in the year of 1967. So what they basically did was like they just selected couple of colleagues, I mean from their employees, like who could really communicate science well. So that time the qualification was not something really of focus, but someone who can communicate science really well to the stakeholders. That's what actually Upjohn did, and they coined this word medical science liaison, and they were tasked only to communicate the science with the stakeholders. So it was not a promotional role, it was not a sales or commercial role, and the task was like actually to clearly communicate the science behind these products. So as you could see, this gave excellent dividend, and this was so fruitful. I mean, the doctors immediately recognized this particular team, and they were so appreciative about the part, like actually these people were non-promotional in nature. They were adding lot of value to these doctors in terms of even their like actually personal research, or like something like some of the studies what you call like actually which are like the physician driven or the investigator initiated studies. So this became an instant hit, and this was emulated by other pharmaceutical organizations. And by 80s and 90s, like then the idea slowly started shifting. So when you wanted to communicate science, when you want really to talk about the therapy area, especially like in niche segments, in some of the like actually the rare diseases, like oncology, cardiology, neurology, where like at that point of time there was a like actually explosion of several new pharmaceutical entities coming in. So they all increasingly recognize the need for having qualified professionals as medical science liaisons. So by 80s and 90s, it also became important that let's have doctors. So doctors necessarily doesn't mean like you need to have physicians, but let's also have someone like from the life science background, someone who has PhD, the farm Ds, especially in US. And if you know, even till date, like actually the farm Ds typically dominate the medical affairs domain in US, with more than 50% of the MSLs like actually are coming with a farm D background. Now, I just told you about like how the MSL function evolved, and slowly companies started copying. Even it was reflected in India. Initially, the MNCs, the multinational companies, started having MSLs to talk about their product, to like actually to liaise with these key medical experts or opinion leaders, and slowly and steadily this was also copied by the Indian pharmaceutical companies as well. Now, if you see, most of the recognized Indian pharmaceutical companies also employ MSLs, or the other word, like the regional medical advisors, as they are called. Now, typically, where these MSLs work. So, as you could see, like actually, across the life cycle of the product, they are being employed. But you could see, typically, the work starts at least 2 years prior to the launch, and the earlier the better. But of course, like actually around launch they have a lot of work, which I would say like in the upcoming slides as well. But if you see in the early I mean in the pre-launch, they would significantly work around identifying the key medical experts, stakeholders in that segment, what we call as like creating landscape of the therapy area, and like key opinion leader mapping, etc. Now they will also like start working around like the educational initiatives around those therapy areas, which includes disease awareness, unmet understanding the unmet medical needs, to understand the current gaps in the therapies. And again, during their interactions they offer to like provide a lot of like responses with the unsolicited requests what they are coming. Again, like they try to uncover a lot of clinical insights for the organization to further strategize. So once the product is launched, again like these activities whichever I had listed will continue, and again they will be liaising with more stakeholders. They will be training a lot of medical experts on these new therapy areas. They will train speakers to talk at various forums, and again focus would be more on exchange of information. And again they will also like look into working towards the internal clinical department with post-marketing surveillance studies, unsolicited like investigator initiated trials, etc. So, to go in detail, I would say, like, these are the pillars which are so important for medical science liaison, which includes KOL, the key opinion leader management and medical support, where they identify and develop peer-to-peer scientific relationship with opinion leaders. So when I say peer-to-peer, I literally mean that. So whoever aspiring to be an MSL, they need to be like of course like develop their skill with the subject. They will need to deep dive into the subject and develop that same kind of knowledge level what you can equate with a physician who is working in that domain. That's where the respect comes in. That's where like the relationship became peer to peer. Now, like again, as I mentioned, they respond to unsolicited requests for scientific information using approved special underline, like non-promotional materials. Similar way, they offer their support to the clinical development. And again, a lot of, though some of the organizations might have a dedicated clinical research team, and some organization of late started having, internal clinical research medical advisors who support, the early phases, from the very early phases of the trial, from the time when the protocol initiation is, or a protocol is being shaped up, etc. Now, the other one, of course, would be the scientific exchange, where they educate the medical experts, speakers, and investigators on novel and emerging data on the therapy areas where they are assigned. Similar way, they also support scientific exchange to convey strong understanding of emerging data. Now, similar way, something what's important would be, they will be liaising with these physicians on several scientific projects, whether it could be the organization driven, or sometimes it could be the physician driven projects, which might be of mutual interest. As I mentioned, they offer their support. They collaborate very well. They liaise very well with the clinical development teams at the organization, and especially for the post-marketing surveillance studies, they take a lead as well. Uh, and similar way, as I was saying, you like the role of clinical research medical advisors, or the MSLs who are working in the early phases of the clinical trials, is also gaining prominence these days. So, but I was talking to you about MSL role a bit in detail, but you should also understand, this is a field-based job, which require you might need to spend almost 60 to 70% of your time in the field, or you might have to travel 12 to 13 days, sometimes in a month. So depending on the therapy area segments, it might vary a bit, but I would say you can consider something like average between 7 to 13 14 days, where MSL need to travel, because they need to meet these stakeholders, to understand the nuances, to collect the insights back to the organization, to strategize. So there will be a lot of travel involved. So we jokingly say, you are not an MSL if you are not on a plane, train, car, all on the same day. So then you can realize, the extent of travel sometimes that might be required associated with the role. And sometimes you would have arrived at certain centers, and just only to realize the person whom you would have, in spite of giving an appointment, is not there in at that particular center. He is visiting, another branch of the hospital. And again, you might sometimes had faced lot of dilemma, differentiating the role of a medical science liaison versus medical representatives. And sometimes you need to do this even with your family as well, multiple times. So that's like how, an MSL role is like. But as I told, as Ajit was mentioning, it's very rewarding, one of the highly paid role within the pharmaceutical industry, and one of the most sought after. And as I told, the current structure in India, it would be the physicians still, who are coming to work as MSLs mostly in India. Of course, pharmacists, especially the postgraduates, as well as the PharmDs, are also gaining prominence with this role. But of course, outside India, you have, endless opportunities where, the pharmacy domain dominates this segment. Now, let me also just briefly take you through the career pathways in medical affairs, and why you want to work in the medical affairs. So the most importantly, the job security, what it offers, the flexible working, excellent rewards, transferable skills, opportunities to specialize in deep dive into some segments. Because as I mentioned you, the companies will help you to gain these kind of knowledge. They will invest really well in you, so that actually, you are better prepared. So there is like enough and more opportunities. Of course, the cons, it's very very competitive atmosphere, so there would be a lot of competitive organizations working in the same domain. Sometimes you might have to work long hours in certain sectors, and most of the conferences, the medical educational events might happen over weekends. Similar way, it might be physically demanding, like with a lot of travel involved. So just again, like many of you would be like if those who especially are working in the academia, those who are working in college, those who are looking to transition into medical affairs, here is something you should note. So how industry and academia is bit different. So here in academia, I would say, like we often consider broad research topics, and again, like our success is usually we measure like in terms of how many publication we have, like what kind of academic awards we received, etc., like how many travel grants we won, etc. And again, most of the time, like the research could be like that's a individual person driven or something like that. But when it comes to industry, it's about like the focus is given to the projects which has a high chance of winning. So whenever like there is a suspicion, like this project is not going to be really fruitful as what we expect, we quickly abandon and focus on like something. We funnel down to projects which are like which could be very rewarding. So time is an important factor. Again, success is measured by the delivery of tangible assets. And again, like patents are often more valued than like peer reviewed publications. So I mean the end results are in focus. Similar way, individual efforts are not valued much, I would say. Like if you are a team player, if you have a collaborative mindset, that brings in excellent dividends. So that's how or like if you look at from a broad perspective, how industry and academia are different. So these are like so when, as I told, the entry level position in medical affairs would be the medical science liaisons. I will also highlight some of the roles where like you will find like how an MSL can attain vertical growth within the organization. But for an entry level positions, there are certain requirements. Of course, the most important would be the education. The person at least should have I mean, considering the current standards in India, he should be a postgraduate in pharmacy, or like a graduate in medicine, or like in the or he might be a PhD, etc. Of course, like the families are very very suitable for this domain. Similar way, like he should acquire skill set when it is related to like having good communication skill set, to be a team player, to liaise with more number of people. So he should actually focus on that as well. So the entry level position would be MSL. But when you advance in your career, you will hear about positions like senior medical science liaisons, medical affairs managers, etc., whose role would be like actually similar where there is like role called medical advisor, who may not be a field based but office based, but they also travel on a need basis. So those roles again, like could be like uh, if you see like considering the strategy, it would be going upwards when you move from a base role to the advancing roles. So above them, you could always find the leaders in the segments, which could be like at a director level position, etc. And of course, to attain those kind of roles, you need to gain extensive industry experience as well. Now, again, so I highlighted you already the qualifications and done. So similar way, communication, clinical knowledge, and strategic thinking is very much required. I would say, like as PharmDs or postgraduates in pharmacy, many of you would have participated in journal clubs. You would have already acquired some basic skill sets when it comes to communication, presentation, delivery. I mean, like actually, having a strong liaising capabilities, etc. Of course, slowly, once you are into this segment, you will also wear a hat of a strategic thinker as well. Now, something most important, I would say, would be like you should come with a free mind. And again, learning never ends for an MSL or for a medical affairs professional. So to just give you a perspective, I started my career in the ophthalmology segment. So I invested considerable time, to learn and upskill my knowledge when it comes to ophthalmology. But when I had career switches, or when I had transition from one role to another, I had to traverse across different therapy areas. So I had actually invested again time continuously. So it's an ongoing process. So in my next role, I was working for a very niche segment that is lysosomal storage disorders. So from there I moved to diabetes segment. From there I had transition into a role of an MSL manager, where I was working for it, to manage people working in multiple domains. So at least I had to have that basic skill set of those therapy areas where my reportees were working in, etc. So learning never ends for an MSL. So that's where you will find career growth. Of course, these are very rewarding as well, which you may not find in other domains, especially in the hospital pharmacy, community pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, or not even in the academics. Now, so this is just, I had tried to give you a brief overview about the medical affairs, and I had given you some idea about what are the roles, what you can aspire for. So what is something what is really bringing in change these days? Of course, the artificial intelligence, that's revolutionizing the work, and again revolutionizing how we analyze our data, that help us to becoming more and more accurate when we talk about gathering these insights and about decision makings. So there are plenty of digital tools these days which help us in having our excellent communication, as well as the final delivery. Again, several new roles and opportunities are getting integrated, especially I would say, as we are talking more and more about personalized medicine, generating more and more real world evidence, etc. So we are also equally adapting to that. And again, you could see these days there are for some organizations, they have digital MSLs, who are focused only to utilizing digital tools to enhance the communications, etc. So we have health outcome specialists these days, etc. So overall, for you as people who are trying getting into new roles, I would say medical affairs is a very very dynamic field. It's evolving, but again, that's in a very very good direction. So there are diverse and rewarding career opportunities available in medical affairs, which are appealing to various skills and interests. So don't get confused. Medical affairs is not only about MSLs. So there are several divisions like medical information manager. So many subdivisions to medical affairs. So I mean, as Ajit mentioned, whenever some of you might be enrolling for the course, you might get a deep dive into those segments. So ultimately, all medical affairs professionals that strive to win for the patients. So that's what their goal would be. So just another before, if you moving to, if you have any questions, etc., of course, you can reach back. But this is something I'm not going to give an answer right now. If you can identify the lady, if you can, you can mention in a chat. So she, I mean, this lady, of course, she is also a pharmacist, but if you can identify the lady. Over to Ajit. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ehsan Bhai, and thank you, everyone. I would like to ask the people to type their questions in the chat box. We have opened the chat box, and by the time, I would like to, call upon Dr. Ronak Panwala. If Dr. Ronak is here, uh, yes, I think, yeah. Okay. He's in call, I believe. Guys, he will be sharing his experiences as well with all of us. By the time, guys, you can write your questions in the
Yeah,
chat
hi.
box.
Hi, Ehsan. It was excellent summary on and insights on the career in medical affairs for everyone, those who have joined. Thank you, Ajit and CliMed Curio for this opportunity. Yeah, we can you can type your question in the chat box, or you can do other way. And also, uh, yeah, let's wait for the some interaction.
Please type your questions, guys. You can type your questions. Your questions will come to us. You please type.
So feel free. We are just uh, a pharmacy professionals in this world. So we were like you, and we are like you only. So we are pleased to be here amongst you. Uh,
No, chat is not disabled, guys. Chat is disabled for everyone to each other. That's all. Your questions are coming to us. Please type your questions. Parth, your chat is coming to us. Due to some reasons, we don't open the chat for everyone. Okay. So you please type your questions. These are coming to us. Okay. So Erika is asking, sir, I'm currently in USA, New York. I just need some reference and positions as a freshers, and I'm a PharmD student. Okay. Whether PharmD freshers are eligible for MSL? The first question.
in India, you are talking.
Yeah,
Uh,
India, anywhere. I
is
mean,
pursuing about says wants to join in India. Let's assume that. So yes, PharmD professors are accepted in India at a few companies, and also it depends on which role it is. Suppose oncology domain is there, so usually they prefer a candidate with oncology experience, uh, uh, a PharmD candidate with oncology experience. Suppose
yes,
diabetes, so there could be possibility that they might consider as a fresher also.
yes. Okay, so there are some questions from YouTube I'll take. What is the ideal background or training we need to become a successful MSL? Maithika Varta is asking from YouTube.
Uh, Vishal, would you like to add?
I think Vishal
So
has not joined, I believe.
okay. I saw his name.
No,
Uh,
Vishal Kumar Chinmalli is there. Vishal
okay,
Prajapati.
okay, yeah. So the question is ideal. Uh, okay,
Yeah,
so
question is what is the ideal background or training for becoming a successful MSL?
uh, so so coming back to our interviews, or even the subsequent interviews which have happened recently at our place or in other companies. So they usually ask for preparing a presentation of any article or any topic, and then they ask you about that topic or that article, what you have summarized that. So how you are making presentation, your presentation skills, how you're delivering, and they will ask questions on that part also. So your scientific acumen needs to be very high. The
Yes,
basic statistical terms, knowledge, p-value, study design, how the primary objective is selected, is it relevant or not. So I would say critical appraisal of any published literature is one of the topic in all interviews. Other thing is that the thesis, any MBBS or even pharmacy, if you've done a thesis research work, so they will ask you about that project, and they will go deep into it, and they can ask you to, if you are comfortable in any recent guidelines or in recent topic you want to discuss with them. So you be prepared for that one or two topics, and you can interact with them. Know your interviewer also. So profile of interviewer also should be you should be aware, which is common to every places wherever you go, either for MSL interview, what is his background, which therapy is looking into, what is that company about. So knowing a company is very much important, and company vision is very much important. Ajit, Ehsan, please you can add.
I mean, Dr. Ronak has summarized it well, but the thing, especially those students who are currently doing their internship, I would say, like, actually, at least have one or two publications, like, before you get out of the college, because it becomes very easy, like, to showcase your skill sets to people, because writing, communication, that's something which is very much valued as an MSL. And Ron
yes.
had already mentioned the, like, the typical interview process.
And absolutely, I believe your therapeutics knowledge is something which we
Yes.
need, because that is the ultimate thing what makes you good in the research and what makes you good in the clinical perspectives when you are. So better you give a good time to your therapeutics. Okay. And okay, so I'll take some more questions here. uh, yes. So, how do you see the medical affairs field evolving in next 5 to 10 years, especially with the rise of AI and digital tools? As an M Pharm student, what entry level roles? I think entry level roles we have already discussed, but the first question is really good. How do you see the medical affair field evolving in the next 5 to 10 years, especially with the rise of AI and tools?
Yeah. So, should I address it?
Yes, yes, yes. Please go ahead.
So AI has like actually see there are like many misconceptions that AI is taking away our jobs. So which is absolutely nonsense, I would say. Like, but rather, it's really helping us. It is helping us to be more effective. Like for example, if I need to prepare a PowerPoint presentation today, like
Right.
we don't have to spend like hours or like days to come up with a presentation. If you have the like sufficient information, you have so many generative AI tools which will help you so to generate that presentation what you wanted in minutes or in seconds. So
Yeah.
that's what actually currently what we are looking at when we are talking about generative AI tools. So it helps us like actually it can frame our communications in a better way, but that doesn't mean like you don't need qualified people. So of course like talking to a medical expert, especially on the nuances of the segment, that cannot be replaced, at least like for couple of years, I would say. Like it takes a long route because that's where like our I would say like our emotional quotient, emotional intelligence is applied. Like when you talk, that's not something what AI can or like can AI cannot immediately replace. So this is helping us as a medical affairs professionals in a big way. But again, this is opening rooms in a big way to better and effective delivery, like how we can really communicate with our stakeholders. Maybe
Yes.
Rona could also add.
Uh, so so very nicely, Asan told the major things. So basically, the manual work will decrease, and to the fact that the speed at which AI is coming up in all the field, even we will not be able to predict everything, whatever is going to happen in future. But time being, we know that again the MSL, like the qualified professional, the ones who are updated, the one who can critically think, and one who can develop peer-to-peer relation, one who can identify current insights from the KOL or from web. So we are using DeepSeek, we are using ChatGPT or some of the AI tools. They have some limitation. They have database updated till their 6 months or 1 year before. So again,
Yes.
your critical skills will be very much useful, and to your up to date knowledge and any simplification. One is published knowledge and any simplification that you would be able to understand based on your critical thinking, and based your meeting key opinion leaders in the field and talking to your colleagues. So that is will be there. Manual work will come down, strategic work will increase, quality work will increase with AI, and we have to use AI everyone. So there is a famous saying that AI will replace only those people who don't use AI. AI will not replace people who will use AI. Uh, so that's the thing. If you are using AI
That's true.
in your work, you will not be replaced. If you don't use AI at all, you will be replaced for sure.
Yes, I think we have answered many questions. Arunim, I think we have answered your question, sir. How can we boost our knowledge in particular scientific point of view as new discoveries are joining day by day, which further can be used for presentation making and ask for the interviews? If someone wants to take on this, and then I'll take some more questions. Sir, yes, one question is very, very important here. What is the difference between regulatory affairs and medical affairs? I want to listen from the experts here, because many of my students have already questioned here. I can add to this, but first I would like to listen from the Dr. Ehsan and Dr. Ronak. Yes, Dr. Ehsan.
Yeah. So that's actually, I would say, like a very simple question. And
Yes.
again, like, it's that's a very crystal clear difference between the regulatory affairs and medical affairs. But I would also like to say, like, in some of the big organizations, even now, regulatory is a sub department of the medical affairs. I mean, like, at least in many of the pharmaceutical companies. So I will try to differentiate between them. So as I told, for medical affairs, it's all about, like, the communication exchange. I mean, from the organization, whatever it is. So that's why I told regulatory also sometimes can be considered a sub department of the medical affairs. Now, when it comes, so that is actually, that includes everything from whatever is going from the organization, even for preparing the product labels, all those things. But regulatory has a very typical role that actually, they are the ones who are liaising with the regulatory authorities of that particular
Yes.
country. So they are the ones who are submitting for the product approvals. They are the ones who are submitting the for the study approval, submitting for the new research projects, etc. So that is like much more like actually, liaising with these the regulatory authorities or the officials of the public administrations, and they would want to follow the typical laws of that country what is there in place. But now again, medical affairs work very closely with regulatory. For example, if you ask about me, like, for me, like, I work as a clinical medical manager and I support, like, the trials when it is very early in the development. So now, whenever there's a new trial, clinical trial is coming to India, of course the regulatory team will seek approval for those trials from the CDSEO. So the at that point of time, like, they will have some meetings which are called like SEC meetings, the subject expert committee meetings, where the subject experts, which are like actually, the key medical experts from prominent public institutions like AIMS, JIPMER, PGI, etc., are called as subject experts, where we will have to present our trial protocol, we have to present our study rational design, etc. But when that presentation is happening, that would be my role as a medical affairs manager or as a clinical medical manager. But the overall process, like actually, the submission, all those things are taken by the regulatory. Hope I was able to answer your query.
Yes, I hope you got the answer. And okay, so as a student pursuing an M.Pharm in pharmaceutics, which role fits to me best, regulatory affairs or medical affairs? I think that goes completely with the interest and
Yes.
preferences.
And again, like, I've seen a lot of people transitioning from one role to another. For me, if you see even my profile, I, uh, I had transitioned from medical affairs to the clinical research side of it. So that's about, like, but I have, like, actually, worked around close to 10 years in medical affairs before making this switch, etc. So I mean, it all completely depends on the people. In the chat, I could also see a lot of people asking queries related to preparing job interviews. But I would say, like, actually, it's a very broad topic as such. Maybe
We'll,
I
we'll
might
take we'll
just,
take the
yeah,
questions, yes,
Ajit
one by one, because
to
there are a lot
hold
of
a
questions,
separate
and
meeting. Yeah,
yeah, I'll take similar questions in once.
yeah.
Yeah. So what are the key things you took for in PharmD resume during the first screening process for medical affairs job role? That is, I think, very relevant question and very important
Mm.
to both of you.
Maybe Rona can add a lot
Yes,
of
I
insights
think
to
Ronak can answer this.
that.
Yes.
So it again reminds me of that surprisingly and sudden golden time. So basically, sometime rejection happened for a good thing. So
Yeah.
actually, there was one campus interview where in which I was not selected for one of the company, and
Yes.
my profile was picked up from LinkedIn itself, and I don't remember my CV as such, but a few things which I remembered about my thesis which I had written. Uh, some of the co-curricular activities, leadership team in our university, like Manipal being a pioneer in many educational program for us and for cross-functional college also. So I think I did initiative in collaborating with guest faculties in coordinating for those meetings which were on
Yes.
clinical research or statistics, whatever. So I had mentioned that I have exact what I don't remember, but whatever. Working with different team, organizing some things. Asan very much nicely told about publication, which is very much relevant in medical affairs now. So those are the things you can uh, mention, which I can remember right now. Asan,
Yeah.
add, yeah.
So I can add few more points. Like actually, see, whenever when we talk about CV, I've seen like that's where like our people fails the most. They would have just like prepared one particular CV for all the roles what they apply, whether it
Yes.
is from
That's
a
the major mistake they do.
medical
Yes.
representative role, clinical research associate, medical science liaison, they have one single CV. But I
Yes.
would say, like, you need really need to go through the job description of the role, whichever you are applying. You will
Absolutely.
need to customize it accordingly. So that's something of paramount importance. Then I
Yes.
have seen, like, people listing their capabilities. Like, see, I'm so proficient in so and so things. I humbly say, like, you say, like, what you have. And again, like whenever you have the job description, etc., try to match, think about what you have done in your college, try to correlate with what is this organization's requirement. So many a times CVs are not that way, unfortunately. So like they are rejected in the first go itself. So what, and I have also seen many people like writing their areas of interest, whatever like possible what they can list, which includes clinical research, academics, medical affairs, like drug information service, etc. But whenever you apply for a particular role, you showcase that only as your area of interest.
Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
where like actually you score. And similar way, something what you can also do means actually try to reach out to the people who are working in the same organization, try to
Yes.
understand like actually what exactly are the requirements, what exactly is the therapy area where if selected this person will work for, accordingly customize your CV and showcase. Suppose say if I'm going into diabetes segment, then I will even think of some conference maybe which I would have attended in the first year and think about like actually adding something on that topic rather than posting something on other topics. So we need to be very specific when we talk about the CV. So I would say like actually maybe this is a requirement, Ajit. Like if you can plan for like actually workshop with the students, like actually how we can customize our CV, etc. We can
Yes,
contribute.
yes, we do that actually every
Yes,
year, and we'll do that this year also. Yes.
yes.
So one more question is here from Megha. Good evening, sir. Being a scientific writer, is there any possibility to enter into the medical affairs? I think I also told when I was showing the brochure of our course that the switchers can also join who wants to switch the job roles. Yeah, over
She
to
has
you to
traveled
correct.
half the way, I would say. She has traveled
Yeah,
half the
yes,
way. Yeah. So
yes, yes.
it's very easy, like actually, especially from medical writing and all, because they understand the corrects. It's only like actually, now to
I
acquire few
think
more
I
courses.
think many questions we have answered related to what is the basic knowledge of MSL is fresher gets opportunities. We have answered this question already, Bhavya. Next question. Okay, Tanmay, what's the difference between MR and MSL? Okay, this also is a very good question. What is the difference between job profiles
Yeah,
of MR and MSL?
I can take it.
Yes,
I
please.
mean, for MR, his responsibility is to sell the product. So I would say like actually no, he comes from the commercial department. So in commercial there
Ehsan, by your camera is little upside. Can you please just get the flip down? That will be great. Yes, wonderful. Now it's perfect.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So, like what I'm saying is like medical representatives typically falls under
Yes.
the commercial department. So there are like basically commercial department has generally I can divide into two, which includes sales and marketing. So MRs typically comes under the sales. So there is also another team we call generally as marketing who strategizes like actually various inputs, like actually various tools how company can effectively sell, etc. So
Yes.
now they are like a team who are promotional in nature. So they talk about the brand, like how they can sell the brand. That's their motto. That's how they are supporting the organization. Whereas when we talk about medical science liaison or any other member of the medical affairs, they are non-promotional in nature, so they generally talk about as such, like actually, they try to be as much as possible non-promotional in nature. They talk about the product class, they
Yes.
try to be very balanced, and again, they are not asked to sell the product, rather like defend it scientifically and
Yes.
advocate it scientifically.
Yes. Okay. So I think Akanksha, your question we have already taken. As a starting career, is medical affairs as good as PharmD? We good for PharmD. We did it already. We told we already got it. It's wonderful. You can join. And Naseem Fatima is asking, which country is best for doing job after PharmD as clinical pharmacist? That completely up to you. If you want to go to US, you have to clear out the FPG and Neplex. If you want to go to Canada, you have to clear out the PBC. If you want to go to Australia, then there are multiple. I mean, for different countries, you have to clear the their licensing exams, and then definitely it is up to you completely. I think this question is not for today. I'll take this question sometimes else. Okay. Okay, Tabassum's question already taken. What is the difference between regulatory affairs and medical affairs? Already done. Okay. Resume question already taken, Akanksha. Okay. Sir, don't we need clinical research knowledge to become the MSL or to succeed in medical affairs? That way, very clearly you need it. It is very much important because this is the job related to the scientific, content and the clinical research. What future trends in medical affairs should student and young professional prepare for? We did it already taken. Majhar, okay. Is physician assistant a job consideration for a PharmD graduate? And how is it and in comparison to prescription auditing in hospital settings? Uh, okay, so anyone wants to take this question or shall I take it? As and why?
Uh, Maybe you can take it, because actually it's not a question which is directly related to the medical.
Yeah, exactly. So, see, physician assistant job is or a clinical pharmacist job. Many people are asking in the chat box. I can see that what skills we need to become a clinical pharmacist, guys. First of all, your therapeutics should be good, and the PharmD degree itself is your eligibility to become a clinical pharmacist. And if you are interested, definitely you can, apply in good hospitals. But yes, your if your pharmacotherapy knowledge is good, therapeutics knowledge is good, you can be a good clinical pharmacist. And with the salary perspective, please don't ask the questions in India. I mean, how much it is and what is it is. You have to look into it. But better, if you want to be a clinical pharmacist, better do some fellowships or residencies or some specific diplomas after the PharmD in specific pharmacotherapy or therapeutic subjects like oncology, cardiology, pharmacotherapy, and all. So better, you go for that. I'll not take much time on this. Okay. Uh, Wannabe MSL. With the growing trend of doctors outside them, convinced the interviewer might be good from Jesus. I have publications in hand. I think you I am associated with ICMR studies, do Jamovi statistics analysis grading. I think you are perfect. You can apply wannabe MSL, whatever is your name. I'm not sure, but you can definitely apply. You're a good candidate for MSL. You have a good knowledge and research. You are working on the project with ICMR, and you are good with the statistics as well. Okay. Sir, in abroad, we have to write any exam for medical affairs, or just diploma in medical affairs is enough? What is the difference between medical affairs that way we have already taken? For abroad, I don't think you need any licensing exam or something. You need IELTS or TOEFL or whatever country you are going for. You need the English proficiency language. Okay, so that is one very important question from our intern Sabah Begum. Sir, what are the challenges usually faced by maintaining the balance between scientific integrity and business objectives in medical affair roles?
Yeah, that's a $1 million question. Maybe Ronak, would you want to take it?
That's a very good question, actually. Yes.
So um, the question is about maintaining the so as I'm told, so you are actually not front phase of sales or targets. So basically all your communication, all your thinking should be uh, so you have to first align your BU objective, business heads, business team objective. That means not the individual MR objective. You have to think like a boss, CEO of the of the of particular therapy area. You have to know the vision and future of your organization, and then accordingly, how you can contribute is that you can contribute with the right products to be launched, right messages to be given, suppose an anti-TB drug. So which are the major things you want to communicate? So your focus should be there. Your focus should not be to communicate about or to reaching out to 5 doctors to meeting 5 doctors. Your message is to how you can um, create impact through sales team on your scientific or medical pointers. That is one thing for already the products you have. The products which you can launch for your team, which is going to help, and how you can differentiate your product also. So suppose there are uh, there are 5 different classes of drugs available for the particular therapy area. It could be surgical, it could be medical, or even in medical, there are 5 ways to achieve something. So how you can do with that differentiation for your company, for your molecule, that is very much important, uh, uh, and it will help. So it is not totally different medical and business, but you contribute to medical way. So eventually, both are working for same goal, to make the company grow and to make the patients getting the benefit with the whatever company is doing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just one point what I wanted to add. Ronak summarized it very well, but I just want to add one word that actually an MSL without business acumen is a waste. Like, he can't be an MSL. You need to know your organization's priorities, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, as he mentioned, like, but that doesn't derail his track of being non-promotional. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so there are a lot of questions. We'll take them fast, for next 15 minutes. Okay, how do medical liaison interact with the healthcare professional? I think we are done. Jayasiri, thank you for the question. Naseem,
No,
question.
so I would like. I think I have not. Maybe I missed it. So just to summarize that part, uh,
Okay,
you take
please
a
go ahead.
yeah. So first thing is identify the right SCPs through pick up a topic of area, a topic of interest, say diabetes or any drug. See the publication list. See the HODs of the respected institutions. See the key corporate Apollo, Wockhardt, who are the leading people there. So know the right people, right doctors. Then you can communicate over email. All emails are available in public domain. You can communicate through the alumni group. Like we are connected with you guys, and that can be some alumni group. They
Absolutely.
have their alumni group. You identify through them by directly trying to meet them or through some connections through your seniors or through your company people. So that's where you are going to interact with them, and you can mail them, WhatsApp them about your who are you, why you want to interact with him. They are usually more than happy to interact.
Sir, expect clinical. Okay, except clinical pharmacist, is there any other job we can do clinical side after PharmD? You can be into the research. You can be clinical research associate. You can be clinical research assistant. You can be CRC. You can be into the industry. You can be CRA. You can be a medical writer associate, pharmacovigilance associate. There are thousands of those. You can be into the CDM. You can be into the medical coding. There are a lot of jobs. Okay, so you just have to explore. Just explore our website, all our relevant courses and all are the relevant job roles. If you are not looking for the courses, at least look into some websites, good websites. You will find out how many job roles are there for all of you. Okay. And look at just check out our YouTube channel. We have multiple webinars on the career developments. Even I have taken the very recently 2 3 weeks back I have taken the very the seminar on top 15 career options for foundees. Okay, Sriyan's question is also covered. And it is compulsory to study more 2 years after PharmD to do job in US. I think this question I'm not going to take right now, Naseem. Is it compulsory to study? We'll take it some other time, okay? Best country for PharmD graduates as a fresher. Okay, that's a very typical question. Dr. Hassan, best country for PharmD graduates as a fresher. In which aspect you are asking? I'm not very sure. I'll say India. If you want to go to the industry as well, if you want to work as a clinical pharmacist, definitely the salary is very less. But in which aspect you are asking, Farah, I'm very not sure. You please explain it a little more, then we can be able to answer in right way. Gautam is asking, what are the essential skills done for the medical writer? That I'll take in the next seminar. We'll conduct the seminar on medical writing also. Okay, we'll take that question that time. Best course, Utsav, best course we have taken already. What are the basic requirements, Utkarsh? We have taken already. Skill sets done. Okay. Myself, Misty. Okay, wait. Um, okay. what would be the future of PharmD students in India? Okay, that's I think very good question out of the syllabus, but yes, we talk a lot on this question. Okay, I think it's a very great future and it's a very great course, if I say, as we all panelists have done this and we have gone through this. Maybe at that time when we passed out in 2012, 2013, 14, that time it was not, very much known to everyone, but now it is very much known and we have a lot of opportunities in market. It is just up to your interest. If you just look out of that your traditional what you want to be the clinical pharmacist, if you just check out and come out of that comfort zone, you will see that there are almost 1,000 roles and jobs and everywhere. You can go to the technology, you can go to the industry, you can go to the medical affairs, regulatory affairs, you can join even the R&D. Okay, you can join medical writing, you can join pharmacovigilance, you can join medical coding, scribing, medical reviewing, clinical research. There are 1,000 jobs. Okay, you just have to look out. That's all. And you have to prepare well. You have to be skilled, and you have a lot of scope and opportunities in India. In India, okay. Fatima, for working as a clinical pharmacist, what all things we need to practice? I think that will take some other time, and I have already taken this. Pratiksha, what are companies can we apply for this role? I think we have covered Dr. Hassan, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I have seen one question in the chat, which is like, was little interesting for me.
Yes.
One was like actually like, the person who was asking was commenting. Many of the multinational companies still only consider only medical doctors and not PharmDs. But I would say like actually some in some places like actually when there is already a norm, we will have to create our own path. And but again, believe me, like the doors would be open for you. I can
Doors are
just
open actually. Yes.
doors are open. So I am so my own case is a classic example for that. Like actually, so wherever the companies which they were saying like actually, only medical people are allowed. So I had worked in all those organizations. So
Today's
yeah,
today's all panelists are PharmD.
yeah.
Remember
So
that all panelists are PharmD. Okay.
and
They are B Farm PharmD, they are direct PharmDs. So just look at the panelist. They are the live examples in front of you. Okay.
So, I mean, it's not an option. So, I am not
Yeah, absolutely.
mentioning the organization, but I also say, like during one of my interview, so the lead HR asked, like, what is this course PharmD? I have not heard of it. So I immediately had the sense to tell her back, like, actually, why don't you call your Boston office and check, like, how many PharmDs are working over there. And believe me, like this HR called me back the next day and said it was so surprising to her. And she told, sorry for the ignorance, 60% of our Boston office employees are families. So it was
Yeah.
just applying a common sense that, because in US obviously it would be families who are working in the pharmaceutical industry. So sometimes we need to apply that common sense to talk to some of the people, especially those who are not at all aware of the segment, etc. But then she was immediately like, she hired me. So that's the point. Like actually, sometimes we will need to work towards that. But I would say, like if you have the talent and capabilities, you definitely will be there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are the best branch of pharmacy to pursue M pharmacy? Well, I'm not the right person to suggest you here. Okay. But definitely we'll come up with something, someone who is expert of this. I cannot guide you in the wrong way if I don't know. Okay. Difference between regulatory affairs, medical affairs, we did it. Okay. Uh, okay. Is medical affairs a good long-term career for someone interested in both science and communication? Yes, I think absolutely yes. What are your takes, guys? Freshers required skills done. Okay, knowledge and communication skills we are done. Questions, Rakhi, Khushi Radia, Geeta, we have done with the questions, guys. Countries done. Freshers done. Okay, Anna. Archana will why Will my family qualification be enough for medical affairs job? Absolutely. Yes, one more question is very important from the YouTube. I would like to take Dr. Ehsan and Dr. Ronak. Would B Farm will be, would B Farm be, eligible for the medical affairs, or they have to do some additional degree like family post back or M Farm to join the medical affairs?
Yeah, if I can take this, like at this stage they need an advanced degree like PharmD, or at least like a post graduation in pharmacy to
Yes.
begin with. But like actually in medical affairs, in some of the organizations there are some positions like actually medical education executives, etc., who are
Yes.
primarily like tasked to like actually conduct like scientific events, etc., but a section of the MSL work. So in such case, but like the role is not common and not there across the organizations. So in such roles, they will even consider pharmacy graduates. But ideally speaking, for an MSL, you definitely need an advanced pharmacy degree like PharmD, or at
Or M
least
Farm.
a post graduation. Yeah.
Yeah. One question is very interesting. I can see. Good evening. How can we develop strategic thinking as mentioned? Can we give some tips for the students? Yes, Ronak bhai.
It is usually I think we can take up a case, something case studies in future. So it's difficult to explain in words strategic thinking. Uh, it has to be with example, the best way, or on the job. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, so I who has asked the question?
Rajvi Saha. Yes.
Okay, Rajvi Saha, and I suppose uh, you are maybe suppose pursuing some project work per se. So so in project work, something that you would have some basic problem in your mind, or in your guide's mind. Now strategic thinking is that what is already it may be repetition, but it's actually very much relevant. What is already known in this on this in the on this domain, or if it's not in available in outside of the world, but whether it's available in India or not, and whether you are going to add that value by solving that uh, project, or within India, what are the endpoint you are going to measure? Suppose you are studying a drug for something, and it's a malaria drug, and you're going to see cure rate, but also if you can add value about how early you are curing. So if the data is not available, and if you bring the data, so strategy applies in everywhere. The whatever activity we do in daily, personally, family, or professionally. So think about how more you can be valuable for anything what you are doing, and not doing repeated thing, or not doing uh, the things which are already known, or which is just someone told you that's why you're doing. So apply your brains, see the bigger pictures, think out of the box. These are the book is word, but it's really very much practical, relevant, and it's valuable when you start thinking. So I would like you to um, go through some of the. There are free talks also available on TED Talks, or YouTube. How to be a strategic mindset, apply, and you can go through it, and you can meet. And the best one of the best things is that you can network with the strategic people, and talk it about out. Uh, so,
Yes.
so that's what I right now I'll say. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm Bala. Is research paper more than better than the reviewing research paper? So I think see, research papers are always at a good position in the in the pyramid. If you see, research papers are always good, but reviewing papers are also good because review is also one of the having the original content from the original papers, right? So you should have the research paper. You should know how to do the research, how to do the literature search, how to define the topic, how to define the problem, how to solve the problem. If you're writing a review paper also, it is very much important. Okay, which country I think we have taken? Sir has asked one question, Raghukaran sir. How do you place pharmacy officer in health detriment and medical department is called wish to choose, sir? Are you here, sir? I will open your mic and you can please ask your question. You can open your mic and ask the question, sir, if you are here. Raghukaran, sir. You can open your mic, sir, now. Okay, I think we'll take when he's speaking, able to speaking. Okay. Pallavi is again same question. What are the jobs in India? Sudeepa has asked the same question as a fresher, if we can join this. Okay. Also, can you elaborate what a typical day of the MSL or medical advisor life that we have already described, I think. B.Pharm student have taken already very useful. Yes, sir. Please speak. Yes, sir. Raghukiran, sir, if you can speak, please open your mic and speak. Please unmute yourself, sir. You can unmute yourself, sir. Yes, it was unmute, sir. Just unmute yourself, please.
Now? Yeah.
Yes, sir. We are
Yeah.
audible. You're audible, sir. We
Okay.
can listen to you. Yeah.
Sir, about it was very good talk from the speaker. But thing is, if a pharmacy officer is being called by a department of health and the department of medical, where he has to, which is the best to apply for the pharmacy people. There are two departments in almost in all the states. Sometimes they are together, sometimes separate.
Yeah, in the government setups, right, sir?
Yeah.
Uh, I would better say that if if they like wherever the research is more, frankly, wherever
Hmm.
the strategic thinking and research, the field work research is more, and wherever we need to put the their subjects ideas or theory ideas or if I give the example, sir, as we met last time in Bangalore, if the people can go to the PHFI as a public health officer, if people can join the ICMR as technical assistant, if they can join ICMR as clinical research associate, if they can join ICMR as scientist A, scientist B, and scientist C, farm, these are very much allowed. If they can join CSIR in the government, if they can join DST, DBT as so wherever research is quite more, those fields are very much these people are eligible and they can justify actually to their roles. But where it is more about the clinical side or where it is more about the policy making, I believe they are still lagging in that place and they are still lacking the skills in such places, sir.
Yeah, today I have come from health department itself. Today I have met some of the senior people. A person who was in a post of a principal in pharmacy and a principal in nursing, they have been removed for 6 months. They are not paid now for 6 months. They are trying for reposting or redeployment because of this some of these issues like that, teaching, research, and all those things. They are almost end of their merger services. So there should be very much clear clarity of the post which they are holding. If a pharmacy officer is he working in a research field, is he working in a training field, is he working in a what you call all these affairs, medical affairs today we said no, medical
Yes, sir.
affairs. So whenever you get a first post in pharmacy officer, most of the thing is in a hospital, a different level of hospital, it is a dispensing, distribution,
Yes,
such
sir.
thing. And you are not been going to the ward level, most of the things. In a, even in 500 bed hospital, there will be very few people. And even students are, there is no separate department there. There are a
So
lot of
these are the
difficulties
challenges.
for this.
These are the absolute challenges in the hospitals and in the current scenario of, if I say, of PharmD in India, it is a very much
No, not only that, the thing is, the hospitals, which is more than 500 bedded hospitals, they are all managed by the teaching and research, teaching institutes. Like district level, there are many medical colleges nowadays. They are not introduced even such things, but they are training pharmacy people. And even first year, second year itself, they are coming to hospital for 2 days. They for know about the pharmacology and all. So some second year only they are starting in Mandya, where I have been come out recently. I visited there. Now they have started second year students coming to uh, pharmacy in a hospital posting for 2 days. But those who are working as a pharmacist officer there, they are not much contacted because the work is so high. There is a gap between them. Whereas
yes.
in if you come to the state level, their health system reforms is going on. In reforms number 3 is going on in Karnataka, where HR department still they have to identify. You talked about the lead pharmacy, lead people, HR people. We are not no, we making the state lead people, system reforms people. So the thing is, what is going on? All pharma D are hearing here. Health reforms in each state is also affects to the national level.
Yes,
Most
sir.
of the things what you are saying is all from high end level. But the basic thing to enter, they enter as a pharmacy officer in a hospital. So if they are not doing any research work, are not attached to the people to the research or teaching level, it's again in the same stage they will be.
Yes, sir. Sir, today, actually, I wanted to do this because, see, people even don't know what are the government jobs available and how they can enter to this.
No,
We will
not
conduct a
only
webinar on this definitely
government
very
jobs,
soon.
sir. Government, the 33% is about the government hospital and
Yes,
66% is more on private. Nowadays in cities, more on private people they are taking. Private hospitals, they are a state of art, maybe.
yes, sir.
Thing is, you see the post, when you study a university course, they should be eligible for both the things. Well, they should be eligible for the 40. Your institute is doing a wonderful job to make awareness out of the university to all the students. And this the healthy discussion is very nice, very nice.
Yes,
But
sir. Absolutely, sir.
to go to the level of policymaker, see, we are most of them who are talking here, they are all awareness from the book point of view. But service point of view, we have to get a first basic thing as a pharmacy officer in a hospital. Once you get a pharmacy officer,
Sir, the problem is, that again, the question comes is that our students are not aware of these things. I think we should take one session on this separately because,
two speakers, I know you whatever, but two speakers who are already in that, they have to focus on three things: training, research, teaching. These three things should be combined for a pharma D people.
sir, they are from the industry perspective and they are working into the medical affairs field and they have, definitely they have talked about the research also. And
They are done. They are done. They given a
yes,
wonderful this one to the industry point, also the student point of view. To they have expanded the things. Very,
yes,
very, very sensitive point between. See, there are two tracks: health track and medical track. Health is more on public health with a larger population, whereas it is very focused to the patient oriented and the medical field. In medical affairs, they said, see, I'm not making confusion anything. In medical affairs, these three things should go together:
yes, sir.
training, teaching, and this one. We are doing now training to everyone.
Yes, sir.
This is the awareness point, right? This is the only first class. We are
Yes,
doing for another 4 months this course, I think.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That
Absolutely, sir.
is very basic things we have talked today. That's
Yes, sir.
very good.
Yes,
That's
sir.
very good. And all these three seats to be installed today itself.
Thank you,
They,
sir. Thank you very
whatever
much.
the core they are coming, they have to first train and then teach and research on each
Yes, sir.
things. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
giving
Thank
me
you,
the
sir.
opportunity.
Dr. Ehsan, there is one question. Are MSL supposed to work hardly? Do they have any overtime?
Uh, see, I would say, like, actually, of course, for everything, our criteria should be whether we have a work-life balance or not. So
Yes.
that I would say, like, actually, most of the MSLs do have a work-life balance.
Yes.
I would say that. And of
Okay.
course, regarding the hard work, of course, you need to put a lot of efforts to upskill yourself to stay in the game. Because
Right,
if
we
you
have
are,
already,
you
yes,
are
yes, yes. We are already 43 minutes on the discussion. We'll
yeah.
take the questions very fast now. Only very relevant questions I'll take, guys, okay? Not all the questions. I'm pursuing PharmD fifth year and published 4 reviews, NG, SK. I think we have taken this question already. You are very much eligible. Can a PharmD fresher apply for MSL role in European countries? Or do we need any specific certification? Glass T. Paul is asking that.
What's the question? Can you come again?
Can a PharmD fresher apply for MSL role in European countries, or do we need any specific certification for that?
So, like, whenever there is a MSL role, there are certain things which come into play. For example, like, the from where you belong to, because if you really want to convince a set of doctors, like, you need to really understand their mindset as well. So it's I would say, like, if she is eligible to he or she is eligible to apply for as a fresher in Europe, that's very much like, actually, no, yes. But I would say still companies will try if they have a local candidate, because that local flavor
Absolutely.
always add value in terms of language, to understand, like, actually,
Yes.
to the that doctor. See, understanding the doctor is not only about, like, what he talks. It's also like, you need to have a clear understanding about his background, what are his interests, etc. So there, like, the regional flavor applies, but that doesn't mean, like, actually, we are not eligible to apply as a fresher. Of course, there are several people who as a freshers have worked in those geographies as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. In the trend driving slide, you have mentioned societal expectations. Could you please let us know a recent specific related story like the solidly and obviously highlighted the medical affairs role? So
Because
we get the picture
that
of
can be, like, these examples, because considering the time, we can
yes,
discuss further in, like, actually, the follow-up sessions. But
yes, yes, yes,
I
absolutely,
would say, like,
absolutely.
actually, there are several such societal expectations.
Yes, yes, yes. So, clinical data management, Pallavi will take later. Deepak Yadav, please visit our website. I just put here. We have the complete diploma in AI. Okay, AI and ML essentials for the pharmaceutical industry. We have the diploma, and we are launching the batch for the July soon. Okay. What about Dubai, sir? Dubai is a very nice country. Okay, what are the entry level skills and freshers for medical affairs? Dubai will tell about later, DH, MH, MOH, and the HAAD and all. We'll discuss about that, Naseem, later. Okay, what are the entry level skills freshers we have discussed? HAI, okay, done. Should we have any certificate or course for applying as a fresher MSL? If you have a good skill development, something like that, it will be amazing. Otherwise, as these people have told, at that time they did not have any specific, course, but they have the specific knowledge and they did the great projects. They had the wonderful, interaction, and the extracurricular activities. So I think that would help you. Okay. Is pharmacy licensing exams will take later. Is pharmacy licensing exam necessary for MSL role abroad? Anuverse? No, no, not at all. See, for any job, industrial job, you don't need to have licensing exam. Okay, wherever you need just practicing, pharmacy, you need the job, you need the, a license. What is the impact of AI in digital transformation? We have already taken this. What is the easy entrance exam for abroad? We'll take it later. Clear some points against review and research paper. No need right now. We'll take it later. As most of the MNCs like Abbott, Astra, Sanofi won't consider PharmDs as
Yeah,
HO
this is
based
what I
medical.
already answered.
Oh,
Like,
you already answered that. Okay, wonderful. Okay, perfect. Great, great, great. Okay. Sir, I have seen few of work as DMO after PharmD. Is it allowed? See, this is illegal. I'll tell you, illegal. Okay, the people who are working as DMO after PharmD are illegal. And if you can show me the, your appointment letters, I'll consider you as one of the top level job seekers in India. Okay, and if you get, the salary in your account, again, show me. So there are two things why it is illegal, because they don't give you the appointment letter, they don't give you the salary in your account, and they just extort you in case of your work. Okay, so it is just a scam. I always tell in my all the webinars. Okay, maybe you can get good salary for 5 months, 4 months, 6 months, but whenever there are audits, they will not even call you to the hospital. They will keep you out of the hospital. Okay, so don't fall in these traps. Okay, just for some money. I'm a PhD scholar from pharmacology department. How can I be a medical affairs? Actually, you're very much eligible. We have talked about Ganavi. We have talked about it. Okay. Good evening, sir. In there, multiple languages necessary to enter into MSL. What are the companies I need to focus? Is there multiple language necessary? I don't think so. What do you say, Dr. Hassan, on
Uh,
that?
yeah, no, because, but as I told, like, knowing the regional languages can be an added advantage.
Yes,
But that doesn't mean, like, you necessarily need to know other languages. If you can,
absolutely.
like, actually, communicate in English, that's well and good for
Yeah.
overall work. But obviously, like actually, having like if you get to know those regional languages where like that doctor whom you really wanted to meet and crack, like obviously that might help. That's it.
I think we got the question what we were discussing in our last meeting, Ehsan and Ronak. As medical affairs is very niche and industry and all head of MAR mostly goes with MBBS and BDS or MDs. How do you see the scenario? And there is always a biases in hiring manager on families.
So if you want, I can take this.
Yes.
Like, see, families getting into medical affairs in India is not something like actually, something very old. Like Ajit, while beginning his conversation, was saying maybe Ronak would be one of the first person to get into medical affairs after completing family. So of
Yes.
course there could have been like a few examples of like actually young farm as well like actually getting into these roles. But I'm saying like actually, so families as such getting into medical affairs is not that old story. It's like actually something very
Yes.
recent. So you need to like actually you need more and more people entering this the HRs, the organizations. They need to understand like actually what these people are capable. So it takes some time, and you can't really like actually compare it like actually versus the medical practitioners at this moment. So like who were there in this domain from like actually quite long time. So maybe in the future things might change. And if you look at the other countries, especially United States or like some of the European countries, so all the families are there even at the top levels, like actually I mean at the
Yes.
highest
Absolutely.
cadre.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and definitely. See, the doors are open as we were talking. The doors are open now. We have to look into the, further enhancement and further, expectations how we are reaching there. So it will definitely take time because it's very new. But yes, you will get. I'll take some questions from YouTube. Dr. Gaurav, I think he has asked the same question. But another question he's asking about hierarchy in medical affairs or in medical communication. Which one would be better?
So again, it depends on the interest of that person, as well as like depending on the that particular organization where, and that would be an individual choice. I would say like actually how he foresee his career, like actually where he want to work, etc. So it
Yes.
cannot be like actually you cannot say like one is better over the other.
Yes, Deepak's all the questions from YouTube we have taken already. Uh, what's the impact of AI in digital transformation? We have already taken. Okay. How MSL is involved in process of clinical research? That we have discussed. I think it was there was a slide and the roles and the work. I think we have discussed Aditya. How one can traditional manager spending 2 3 years medical? So I will say don't give the chance. I think that this question we have taken already, Doctor. Um, Insights to Gaura's questions. Yes, yes, we have given already. Dr. Damdar's question we have taken. The questions were very damdar. Very nice questions. Sir, what are the government jobs opportunities? That will take later. Since some other webinar will take today. Now we'll take just only completely focused questions on medical affairs because we are discussing for 1 hour and learn a lot of questions. Uh, Yeah, that's a
Maybe
good question actually. What inspired you to choose a career in medical affairs and what advice would you give to the students? Except money, what was the, inspiration, Ronak and Ehsan for you to join the medical affairs?
So first thing is about uh, I did after BPharm. So why PharmD I would take first. So the course curriculum which I came across of PharmD and I wanted to touch it upon when the question was coming about PharmD in medical affairs. So there are challenges we are being upfront, but the doors are open. It's same like that. Many times we think about uh, Dhoni from those who has not played Ranji or good cricket. How can he come or be a champion and be the leader of Indian cricket team? Harsha
Yes,
Bogle, not being a sports person, can be a commentator. Uh,
yes,
Farm Day course has great elements and don't need to be in competition. Our curriculum, our subjects, our internship, our project has a lot of potential to make a difference in this field. So whoever families are working, and we are just few example, Ajit, me, Ehsan, Vishal, um, and many more are there who are
Many more.
really
There's
doing
a
a great
list.
work. There are obstacles, and we are acknowledge that. Since we are so traditionally in the top leaders in medical affairs or in overall industry, they're not much aware of Pharm D or even clinical pharmacy. I'll not say only Pharm D. M-Pharm clinical pharmacy or M-Pharm pharmacy practice course has
Yeah.
great potential. And wherever they're working, they're really making a big difference. So the more we'll work, we will deep dive into it. Ajit, I got carried away. What was the question?
No, I think that was the question was, what was your inspiration to get into the medical
Now
affairs?
inspiration is that, yeah, coming to the question, that then so why first PharmD and why medical affairs? So medical affairs, I the job profile I saw, and
Yes.
I think I can really do well in that job profile while applying. So
Yes.
initially we applied a lot of, as a PharmD I was SN was my senior and there was one more batch, but we used to apply whatever job is coming, we were able to know. But amongst few jobs which I came across, this MSL job or even MA job was quite appealing to me based on
Yeah.
the job description and based on my skills alignment, whatever I
Yes.
was, and my limited understanding. And after 10 plus years, I am still attracted to this job, this domain. Amongst the many things which PharmD can do, our skills, our education is very much aligned to what medical affairs field requires. And we are really doing well, very well. So that's my key message from this webinar I wanted to give. And I just wanted to make one comment. Raghu Kiran sir, I don't know personally, but I think what he's emphasizing is that let's not forget about a large Indian population. Um,
Yes.
Eventually, if they know value of pharmacists, either B Pharm, D Pharm, Pharm D, M Pharm, PhD pharmacist, or any personal, I think if dentists or whoever can make difference to people of India, they will get the acknowledgement. So the more we are showing our value, our knowledge to our family, our society people, they will accept us more, and pharmacist value will increase more in India. So I think
Absolutely.
that's key message. Yeah.
Okay, Iswar Saikran is typing this question again and again. Let me take it. Can medical affairs professional influence the clinical practice guidelines, and do medical affairs team contribute to the post-marketing surveillance?
Yeah. So if I can take it, that's very much possible, and we have done that several times.
Yes.
To be short and precise, okay. So maybe like
Yes.
actually, if
Yes.
you want typical examples and all, we could elaborate it later.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And Manasha, you please check our YouTube channel, guys. We have lot of webinars where you will see on Farm Ds, B Farm, M Farms. I conduct a lot of webinars and lot of seminars on the career opportunities, and you will get those things there. Okay, so I'm more interested towards research scientist. Could you please give me suggestions? Dear, I'll take it later. Okay, sir, don't we need clinical research that we have taken already? Hierarchy question I've taken already. Ganavi's question I've taken already. Alina's question required to inquire from a friend what need to be abroad. No, 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 no. I'll take this later. Mm, okay. Okay. Can you share some real life challenges you faced early in your medical affair career, and how did you overcome them?
Again, this has to be substantiated with several examples, but I would
Yes.
say, like, actually, obviously, when you are entering into a new role, it's not easy, and you will have to invest sufficient time, not only to upskill your therapeutic knowledge, but also on several fronts. That includes your communication skills, etc. And there could be also, like, actually, chances, because in larger team you will find, like, actually, finding difficulty in getting vertical growth opportunities, etc. So then you will have to reinvent yourself. I would say, like, again, this takes a lot of time, considering the paucity of time. I would say, like, maybe I can give more perspectives if you can connect with me later on with that person who has this query. But I would like really to answer it in a elaborate way, because it it's not something
No,
really.
no, definitely. For that, guys, on a business perspective, business point of view, you have to join our course to know more. Okay, you have to join our course to know more. Okay, and after that, okay, I'll take some more questions. Would you mind sharing some mistakes?
Again, again, the mistake, the I mean, the who had that query had to elaborate it more in what aspects. Of course, we make a lot of mistakes, and it's not easy. Sometimes we even make blunders, like in during presentations. But it's like the best is like actually because we are all human. To is human, so it is better to admit our mistakes and again rectify it as early as possible. But
Yes.
mistakes are quite often, and again even I had presented in several subject expert committee meetings, so there also many times we don't have the answers, or we don't have the relevant answers to some of the queries from the SEC members. So we always say we'll come back on this. So and again they also understand because they're also professionals. So of course
Yes,
there
absolutely.
is room always for for improvement in every aspect. So mistakes are quite common, and there is nothing to be ashamed of it.
So, guys, we have taken almost all the questions, and it's nine. It's nine now.
Yeah.
And I would say, see, our webinars are not like you just have to forcefully register to the course, but it is just about the awareness because we are coming up with this. You should know what you are going to learn from this course. Okay. So, if you are interested, please join this course. And I'm so sorry, I cannot take more questions because it's nine, exact start nine right now, and we have shared all the questions. But I'll take one question, very much, interesting. Do the medical license or the medical affairs people get the international trips and international travel also?
Yeah. So if you tell me I'm traveling tomorrow to Milan
Yeah.
and subsequently to Zurich, so
Yes.
I
So
don't think that
absolutely
no
yes.
further explanation is required.
That's yes, that's absolutely yes. So, guys, thank you very much. And I would like to thank our Fatima, our intern, for the wonderful hosting. I would like to thank Dr. Ehsan. I would like to thank Dr. Ronak for being with us and sharing their experiences at this. For last 120 minutes, we kept it even for 60 minutes, but it has gone for 120 minutes and more than that. And we are continuously taking the questions. Last 1 hour we were just discussing, more than 1 hour. So I would like to thank every one of you, and I would like to thank the very enthusiastic participants. Some of the questions we couldn't even take, but yes, we will be clarifying your questions. Please put those questions in the feedback form. We will email you back with the answers. And if you are interested, please join this course. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of learnings, and I'm very sure that it will be very helpful in developing your career. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and thank you everyone. Thank you. We'll see you guys, and your certificates will be delivered by Sunday. Don't disturb me before Sunday for the certificates. Okay, you guys will be asking tomorrow only otherwise. Okay, so guys, thank you, good night, and have a take care, guys. So yes, I'll share the feedback form all again. Okay, I'll share the feedback form all again. So you please all fill the feedback form, and then only you please uh, go out of the session. Okay, please fill the feedback